Championship week. Been working really hard to get to this point. Our team's really excited. It's a great opportunity, really exciting times, and looking forward to the opportunity. With that said, questions?
You know, with the championship week, there might be some added distractions in that. I know you and Coach Traylor have an extra Zoom, personally tomorrow. I guess, how do you try to avoid those things and all the talk and all the outside noise and just try to treat it like a normal week?
I really don't buy into any of that. We just keep our normal week, and today's a Tuesday practice, actually, even though we're playing a day early. So those kind of things really I don't read much into that, and our team does a good job of keeping the outside noise away from us, and so it's just a normal week to us as far as a preparation standpoint.
You're playing on Friday, I guess how's the preparation different from, a normal Saturday game?
It's moved up the day early. The game's Friday, so we just move up practice early. So we'll practice today, and today will be a Tuesday practice for us. And so we won't change anything in practice. We just do what we do and have our normal game week prep and get on the plane Thursday and be ready to play Friday.
Where this is a team that you had already seen, a little while ago now to start conference play. What are your expectations heading into this one at their place?
Well, it's an exciting game. I mean, it should be a great environment. They got a great fan base there. I expect a huge crowd, and it's inside, and so I'm sure it's going to be really loud, and it'll be an electric environment. So, and that's what you want for championship games. You want to have that big-time environment. So I know our guys will be really excited to play in that environment, and they're a really good football team, well-coached football team. Coach Traylor's done a great job. Obviously, we've played each other. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Thinks it's great we get to match up again, and they're an excellent football team. It's going to take everything we got to go win it, but excited for the opportunity, and hopefully we can go get it done.
Coach, of course, the last time you played UTSA was way during you guys had a losing streak. It feels like that was forever ago now. You guys go on this huge winning streak. Do you feel like any difference comes into play there? I know it was a very close contest the last time you played against UTSA.
No, we've kind of came out of that, like I said, as a stronger team, a team that knows everything about ourselves, what our strengths and weaknesses are. I think it's great. We had an opportunity to play each other. We kind of know everything about each other now, to be honest with you. So it should be a great matchup. They have great players on their team, and hopefully, we can be able to try to contain the quarterback and contain the explosive plays this time around. And their running back is spectacular. But it always starts with you got to stop the running back first, and then stop the explosive plays down the field. And so, yeah, nothing new, nothing out of the ordinary, no changing in how we get ready for a game. And to us, it's just a regular game week preparation. And then once you get in the environment, though, once you're there in the stadium and you get to be a part of that championship atmosphere, that's what's really cool about it. And I've been very blessed to be a part of a couple of those, and that's what you work really hard for, is to be in those games in that environment and hopefully go get that win.
Coach, your ultimate goal hasn't achieved it winning a conference championship, but last season it wasn't the season that you wanted, but this year, you bring in guys like Kitley and Zappi. How rewarding is it that you guys just are having the success you have this year?
Well, I tell you, I'm just really proud of our organization, our players, our coaches. It really starts with the people. You want to hire great people first, and that's the staff and then the players. And I just feel like we have great people that are very passionate about winning, that love the process, that, going and winning championships is important, and they're willing to work extremely hard to go attain that. And, my job as a head coach was try to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I think it's really cool that we were able to get that puzzle right, and we got one more to go, and hopefully we're hitting on all cylinders and can go make it happen.
Kind of going off of that, today is the first day that the portal really seems to start blowing up. Obviously, a lot went into the signing class last year with COVID the year before and stuff like that, but we're kind of getting to that time of year, early signing period coming up in the next month or so. Have you thought about any more about how you're going to try to build this team for the future?
Well, I think for us, I really like who we have currently on our football team. I think we got some really good young players, a lot of guys that have played for us that have made names for themselves, that they have extremely bright futures next year with this team, particularly our style of play offensively and defensively. It just fits them really well. I think, just talking to the future, I'm really excited about our football team next year with what we have coming back. We'll lose a couple guys here or there, but we'll get those pieces again right, and really excited for the future of where we go. As far as the recruiting process, I think you got to have balance. Last year for me, because of the COVID year, I just leaned more to the transfer portal just because I felt more comfortable, was able to evaluate players, talk to coaches, but you have to have balance. And when I say that, you got to be able to have young guys and older guys and be able to get the immediate needs filled, and but also have good young players that you can develop. So I'll try to find that balance this year. What I like about the portal is you have now until all the way up till fall camp to get it right, and so that's a slow process for us. It's not just something we dive right into and start taking guys. I always start with the person first, whether it's a high school player, a junior college player, or a guy that's transferring in the portal. He has to be a great person. He has to be the right fit for our culture here at WKU, and then he has to be a good player. So that takes time, and you just can't go call a guy on the phone and say, hey, come to WKU who just entered the portal. I don't think you're going to be right when you do that. So we'll take our time with that piece and hopefully get some more balance this year. But I do like what we got coming back. I think we got a really good football team coming back next year.
Playing UTSA for the second time this season, I guess what are you looking to change from that first game, going into the Friday's game?
Well, the big thing was, I think defensively for us, we gave up a lot of explosive plays down the field. And again, they're a very talented football team. And so we got to limit the explosive plays. They were able to score really quickly down the field. And we got to make them have to go the distance, go the long way. And when you do that, you hope they mess it up. Hope you can get a turnover or something bad happens, you get a sack and make them have to punt the football. So that was probably the biggest takeaway from the first game, is just, defensively, is being able to limit the explosive plays and not allow them to be able to put all the points on the board that they did. Offensively, I always feel like their defense is excellent. I know we had a good day at the park the first time around, but they got an excellent defense. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us offensively. And so we got to hit on all cylinders and go put a bunch of points on the board on Friday.
Kind of going off that offensively, you talked a lot about how they dropped 8 and you had to run the ball a little bit early, and it was one of the most successful rushing days of the year. I think one of 3 games with over 140 yards rushing. When you're able to do that against the team the first time and then, throw the ball some success, what are you expecting from them defensively heading into this one? Well,
you just, until you get into the game, you don't know. And I think our offense does a great job of having plan A and plan B and plan C. And so we see how they're playing us, and then we try to take advantage of the weaknesses of what they give us. And that's what I love about our offense. We're not just going out there and calling pass plays and hope for the best. Bailey is a very good quarterback. He's checking 50% of the time, and when they give us what we need to get in the run game, he's going to get to it. And same thing for the passing game. If they're loading the box, he's going to take his shots down the field. So, just having that balance there of a solid run game and a great passing game, that's going to be key in this game. And I'm sure, just like us, there'll be some change-ups that they have for this time around that they don't want to do because they played us the first time. But again, they're a really, really good football team. They're really well coached. So I expect us to go out there and have to really do a good job coaching our guys and making adjustments for what they give us. That'll be a big part of the game for sure.
Jerry talked about having success in the run game against them last time, and then you had the success against Marshall Saturday. I guess how much does that open up the passing game? Just being able to run the football effectively?
It does everything for you. If you can't run the football effectively, you're not going to have a good day at the park throwing it. My idea of running the football effectively is when you do hand it off, you're averaging about 4 yards a carry. You know, you need to say, all right, if you hand it off on first down, it's 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, you know, so that you can continue to move the chains. You don't want to be in the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 scenarios. So for us, running the football is having balance on offense and keeping their defense off balance, where they just can't say, hey, we're going to drop 8 into coverage. And I think we've shown on film that we are willing to run the football, and we are going to take what you give us. So that part of the game I'm not really concerned about. It's just really the chess match with what we do and what they do and how they respond and how we respond. And that's going to be the biggest part of the game.
You know, Western's first USA championship back in 2015, you were part of that team. I guess, how does that group compare to this group this year? And in a moment like this, I guess, you know, what's it like to be a part of a team, you know, in a moment like this?
Well, you know, very proud of what we accomplished in the past, but the past is the past, and this is a special football team. And the team that won it in 15 that I was a part of had special men on it. But very comparable football teams, I'll just say that. We have great people, very special men, very talented players. I'd like to have the opportunity to look back and be able to compare those two teams after the fact with a championship. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I love these men. I love our coaches, our players. They're what you want as a head football coach, to have the opportunity to coach. And no matter what happens, I'm going to look back on this season, be really proud of these men and these women that were a part of this season with us.